Hey guys, I'm back with another video. So today I found Peppermint Hot Chocolate, so I'm going to just do a quick video on that, but I also wanted to speak on some Single-Wick action. So today is indeed the $5.95 candle sale, and it's the lowest price of the year, so it's basically their like Single-Wick candle day, so to speak. I went into the stores today, it was actually quite busy. Believe it or not, people actually really buy a lot of Single-Wick candles. Like they'll just come in on like a random date and like they will buy Single-Wick candles because they're usually 2 for $20. So if the 3 wicks aren't on sale, then they'll come in and buy the 2 for $20 because those happen to be on sale, and I guess they figure $10 for a Single-Wick candle is a good deal. So of course the $6 today is a better deal. Online you do have to use a code, but if you go into the store, I believe a code is not necessary, so you can stack a 20% off coupon on it, so there is that. It was blasphemy. I was actually in the store one day and I overheard some people talking and they were like, the 3-wick candles at Bath & Body Works are just way too strong and I just really don't like them. And she's like, oh, I wish they would make all the fragrances in single wicks because I would buy them all because the single wicks are so much better. I'm like, oh my god, this is like the opposite of the candle community. But I guess the casual consumer really likes the single wicks, and I guess the 3-wick candles are just too strong or overpowering with some people. It's crazy how like opposite the candle community to the masses are. It's like we are such a vocal minority, and that's why like we sort of like bang our heads against the wall as to why BBW does why they do what they do, and it's because the masses are just very different from the casual consumer. Is very different from the candle community who's like, no, give me all the thrill, give me all the 3 wicks, no time wasted on the single wick candles. But anywho, the sale is today. My tips and strategies and tricks for shopping the $5.95 single-wick candle sale is, one, not to buy them because they have no throw. So for me, if you're, a candle like hardcoreist or a candle enthusiast, and if you want really strong throw, the single-wicks just don't perform. I've bought so many of them and they're just very, very largely light and I wouldn't say unscented, but like maybe like a 1 or a 2 in a bedroom. I just get no satisfaction out of them. They take at least, oh god, I don't know, like 4 to 5 hours to pull out. Sometimes they won't even pull out on the first burn, which is actually how a single wick candle is designed to burn, is normally they don't pull out on the first burn, so don't be alarmed if that happens to you. It kind of like, it gets a little bit, it like sort of builds up as the candle burns down. So there's that. So my recommendation is just not to buy them, but there is one caveat to that, and that is that there is a exciting, awesome White Barn Nature Forest collection. So that's going to be the first part of the video, is me talking about the White Barn Nature Forest collection. I just want to give my little 2 cents on that, just because it's so like different out of the box from BBW. I just want to shine some light on it because it's kind of the fragrances and like the unique out of the box stuff and like using technology that's different that I just really want to highlight or reward from Bath & Body Works. So just kind of want to highlight it today on the $5.95 day in case you were interested in them. Not that I want to promote over shopping or excessive shopping or to even promote buying the single wick candles just because they don't have throw and they just don't perform. Not that I really want to promote that, but in a way to, I guess, reward Bath & Body Works for finally doing something unique or out of the box. I'm like really jazzed about it. So I did actually order all 5 of them myself. I was looking at them when they were 2 for $20 and I was like, no, I really better not do that. And then lo and behold, the $5.95 sale came. So I did finally order them today, use the code, and then obviously paid shipping for it. So that's the first part of the video. In the second part, we will indeed talk about the Peppermint Hot Chocolate, which is the new coveted elusive candle from Bath & Body Works. It's like a late release. I do have it right here, and I'll talk about my thoughts on this that I just got today. So that is the video. So let me get into the White Barn Nature stuff. So if you don't know, there is an online exclusive and single wick exclusive, unfortunately, White Barn Nature collection, which is like a forest or nature themed collection of candles that actually originally came out in test stores. I don't live near a test store, or at least not very local or close to it. I have to drive quite some way to be able to get to one. And so when I saw them being online exclusives, I was super excited about them, and they are 5 fragrances called Forest Adventures, Walk in the Woods, Hot Springs and Salted Moss, Wildflower Meadows, and Glacier Lagoon. And of course, these are fragrances that aren't like, your usual standard like masses fragrance. It's not your cookies and your bakeries and your brownies and your fruity mimosas and Proseccos and rosés. It's not like that. So is it really going to be popular? I don't know, probably not. And there's a reason they only just tested them, and there's also a reason they're only just online exclusives now, and I think they're just like testing the waters on them, because are they going to sell probably not, because people just normally don't gravitate towards nature or outdoors type fragrances. But me loving nature and going to parks and going outside and like hiking, so to speak, or like walking around a large park or whatever and enjoying all the nature. And I love sniffing everything when I'm outside too. Like when orange blossoms are blooming, you smell them in the air. It's like the most heavenly thing ever. If there's like a rose blooming, you know, I'm not like sticking my nose in it. I love the smell of nature. Like it's just so refreshing and so awesome. And there's just like nothing quite like, you can't quite replicate what something smells like in nature in candle. It's just never quite 100% the same. So imagine my delight when there was this White Barn Nature collection, I believe is what it's called. And if you look closely in the description online, it says, awaken your senses with the energy of the outdoors. These nature-inspired fragrances were developed with nature-identical ingredients through a patented technology called Phytogaia. These fragrances include a replication of phytosides, which are natural emissions from trees and plants. And then it says Phytogaia is a trademark of Givaudan. So Givaudan is like one of the biggest like leading fragrance and flavor like companies or houses out there. So they're a very well-known like famous like Switzerland-based like fragrance and flavor company who creates a lot of the fragrances for a lot of like the well-known brands. And Bath & Body Works does indeed have access to you know, such resources to create fragrances with perfume houses such as Givaudan. So that's why it was super exciting to read that, because I was like, this is actually like fragrance that's like taking it, you know, to the next step and actually using new technology of this Phytogaia thing, which is supposed to replicate what stuff smells like in nature. And for me, who loves going out in nature and smelling stuff realistically, I was like, this is like so up my alley, because I'm like, if I ever like create my own like, you know, fragrance brand, what I would want to do is really like try to capture like the fragrances of nature. And I love floral fragrances or like plant fragrances. I love the smell of dirt. I love all of that. Like give that all to me. If I, you know, ever had my fragrance, you know, brand ever like in my dreams, I would always want to create like something that's so realistic to nature, or just the smell of dirt, or like just the smell of like oak trees or bark or acorns or moss, all that. Oh my God, I just love that smell. So when I saw a whole like slew of fragrances that were like that, I was really jazzed for that. So just putting that out there as a heads up that, you know, we rag on Bath & Body Works for only doing repackages, for only doing the basic scents, always just doing repackages of, you know, fresh balsam, mahogany teak champagne toast, watermelon lemonade, just over and over and over and over again. And we get sick of tired of it. And then sometimes they'll throw out something new or exciting or unique, and it just flops because their, you know, core demographic just doesn't gravitate towards it. So it's kind of like, this is a PSA that it's where it's like, you know, I really want to reward Bath & Body Works for going out of the box and actually using this new, you know, Phytogaia technology or whatever, and actually, you know, vote with your wallet of buying these, you know, different fragrances that are unique and exciting. And that's why I kind of like, you know, pulled the trigger on buying these 5 Single-Wicks, even though the Single-Wicks have no performance and no throw. It's just like, I still really want to smell them. And it's once again, like the only way to vote is with your wallet, so to speak. So I'm like, let me put in my vote for like, you know, thank you for putting unique, new fragrances out there. And especially like nature forest fragrances, which are just so like not popular to the masses, that I was just like really jazzed about it. So that's why I just wanted to make a video sort of like making people aware of it. Not that I'm telling you to go out and buy them, unless you really want to, but I just wanted to make people aware of it, because it's like we always rag on Bath & Body Works for just doing the like most basic fragrances over and over and over again, never giving us anything new. And here they are giving us something new, and the odds are it's probably not going to sell very well. So are we going to see more of these Phytogaia fragrances? Probably not. I wish they were in 3-wick. I'd be all over it. Oh my God. But I will settle for the Single-Wick and put in my vote of like, you know, here's a yes or a thumbs up to thank you for giving us like unique fragrances that utilize these nature, you know, fragrances or whatever. So super excited. I did order those, and I can't wait to actually get them in, smell them. And, you know, if they don't perform very well when I put them, like, you know, when I light them with a Single-Wick, I might just put them on the warmer and try to bask in the nature fragrances there. I'm just like super excited to see how close these are to like with actually smelling like nature versus something that smells like cologne. So super jazzed about that. So just wanted to put my like PSA and 2 cents out there that if you are sick and tired of Bath & Body Works doing the same old basic repackages, then this is kind of like our chance to finally like, you know, show them like we like unique fragrances, and, you know, I'm buying them. So hopefully, you know, like it's my vote for liking these unique products. So that was that. Super excited for that. So once again, there was the Forest Adventures, Walk in the Woods, Hot Springs and Salted Moss, Wildflower Meadows, and the Glacier Lagoon. And we'll see how that goes. Now that rambling is out of the way, here is back to basic fragrances, foodie fragrances. There's nothing wrong with basic fragrances, but you know, as a fragrance lover, like I just want to smell the whole like gamut of fragrances that exist out in the whole world. And Bath and Body Works only happens to focus on a very narrow subset of fragrances that are out there. So yes, Peppermint Hot Chocolate right here. So this is like super elusive. It's all in the like floor set materials and is like, you know, all in the list of what candles are supposed to come out. But if you go to a store, you might have noticed that Peppermint Hot Chocolate is just not on the floor. So there was finally a store in my region that had it, so I want to check it out, and so we have that right there. This one reads Cool Peppermint, Silky Milk Chocolate, and Sweet Cream. It's always interesting with these mint chocolate fragrances because there's always like 10 different mint chocolate fragrances from Bath and Body Works or peppermint fragrances, and they all just differ ever so slightly, so you have to kind of like dissect and decipher what the difference is on all of them. And this one it smells great, but I think this might be a repackage of something. And I don't think it's really new. It smells great, don't get me wrong, but it seems like it's a repackage, so I'm kind of bummed about that. What it smells like to me is, oh my God, it's like very, very similar to Chocolate Peppermint Cream, which this was from 2019, which is crushed peppermint candies, creamy chocolate, and white sugar. Yeah, these are like so immensely similar. I will have to burn this to see if it's exactly that. But the way I was able to like, you know, tell that this smelled like a repackage of that is that the Chocolate Peppermint Cream, which is actually one of my favorite mint chocolate fragrances next to Mint Chocolate Chip Milkshake. Those are my two favorite mint chocolate from BBW of all time that I'm not mad at it because I really enjoyed Chocolate Peppermint Cream. I mean, I'm like almost done with it. So I'm not mad at it, but bummed that it's a repackage, I guess. But the significant difference of Chocolate Peppermint Cream is that it utilizes the Hot Fudge Sundae chocolate fragrance, which is like this piping hot chocolate fudge like drizzled over ice cream. Like you can smell the liquidy feel of the Hot Fudge Sundae. So there was a Hot Fudge Sundae candle and it literally just shoved in peppermint and spearmint in this, and that is what Peppermint Hot Chocolate is. It had that distinct, as soon as I smelled it, I was like, that smells just like that Hot Fudge Sundae chocolate. And I was like, which peppermint chocolate candle had the Hot Fudge Sundae? And it is indeed Chocolate Peppermint Cream. So that's what it smells like. Hot Fudge Sundae was a good fragrance too. It smelled like a hot piping like chocolate drizzle or syrup over ice cream. And this has that in there. And it's mixed with like heats of both peppermint and spearmint and a little bit of creaminess. And I get quite a bit of spearmint in this mixed with the peppermint that is so reminiscent of the sweet spearmint, which was like a White Barn fragrance. It was a test fragrance, but then I think it came out wide, or I found it at SAS, something like that. This was garden mint leaves, crystallized sugar, and creamy vanilla. Yeah, this shares that same like super sweet spearmint note mixed with peppermint, and then the Hot Fudge Sundae piping hot chocolate drizzle sauce is what you get from Peppermint Hot Chocolate. Does it really smell like a hot chocolate fragrance? I don't think so. Like, it doesn't smell like a cup of Swiss Miss in the way that hot cocoa and cream does. That has that like Swiss Miss packet where you get that chalky, powdery, dry, like cocoa smell of the packet mixed with like the mini marshmallows. It doesn't really smell like a hot chocolate packet like that, whereas hot cocoa and cream smells just like a Swiss Miss packet. This does not. The chocolate smells more ooey gooey, liquidy, piping hot, like it does in Hot Fudge Sundae, which is then translates into the chocolate note of Chocolate Peppermint Cream. So on cold, it smells a whole lot like Chocolate Peppermint Cream. So we will have to see if it's the same or not once I go to burn it. It does have the core wick, so we'll have to see how that does. As it compares to Mint Chocolate Chip Milkshake, I just finished that and tossed that, so I don't have that anymore. That was great. It burned excellent down to the bottom. That one has a distinct creamy, like buttery, like milkshake dairy component to it that was so delicious, and it wasn't quite so much the Hot Fudge Sundae chocolate that was in the Chocolate Peppermint Cream and Hot Fudge Sundae. It was a slightly different chocolate, but that one, it's still a Mint Chocolate Chip Milkshake, so yeah, it's similar, but that one had a distinct milkshake, a creamy dairy component to it that I really enjoyed. It had a little bit of that buttercream mint or like buttermint type of butteriness to it that the Peppermint Hot Chocolate does not have. So I don't think it's the same as that fragrance, but obviously in the same family. As it compares to Peppermint Sugar Cookie, this one does not have chocolate, so that's a difference there. And this is closer to like peppermint marshmallow mixed with a sugared snickerdoodle bakery base. So this has the warm crispiness of the sugared snickerdoodle, like warm cookies baking in the oven, that this does not have. And then of course we have white mint latte, which hasn't been out in a while. This one's not so much like a chocolate fragrance. There's like maybe a hint of it, but there's a slight like musky, perfumey component to this that's a little bit different. And it's more like a white chocolate rather than like a cocoa or a hot cocoa experience. So it's not this either. This one's like the most like deviated in the sense that there's like a slight like just different like perfumey white chocolate component to it. It's also not mint chocolate because this one has that sort of like waxy Andes like candy type of chocolate note. This has a distinct waxy chocolate note. But a similar chocolate note to the hot fudge sundae, but not exactly. So it's not quite this either. And then, oh gosh, there's peppermint brownie, which just pretty much smells just like peppermint marshmallow to me, which was weird. I didn't really get a whole lot of chocolate in that, even though that's very much debated. And then let's see, what else is there that I want to talk about? Oh, cherry mocha, which was a one-hit wonder. Like that one also had a very like mocha powdery hot cocoa and cream mixed with cherry type of vibe to it. And I guess the distinction there is that that smelled more like a mug of hot chocolate or mug of mocha, or it had like that powdery drink component to it. Whereas this does not, even though it says it's hot chocolate. This is more like chocolate peppermint cream. So that's like kind of my, there's so many mint chocolate fragrances out there. I could like, you know, just go on and on and on about it. But those are the ones I want to sort of like touch base on and make comparisons with. So hopefully that was exhaustive enough for you. Like, you know, if I actually get like sweet messages from people like overseas who are like, oh my God, thank you so much for your descriptive in-depth reviews, because we have to pay an arm and a leg to get these candles. And your reviews actually help in terms of like, you know, if I already have this candle, then do I need to pay an arm and a leg to get this shipped all the way from America to my, you know, overseas country to buy this, if it's so similar. So that's why I still do like to do these comparisons, and it's still super fun for me. So it is what it is. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully that answered your questions about peppermint hot chocolate. Obviously I haven't burned it yet, so I'll have to do that and we'll go from there. And if you like unique, different nature type fragrances and you really want to like, you know, let BBW know that I like these different unique stuff and not the same basic, you know, stuff that comes out all the time, then definitely check out those like forest nature candles that are $5.95 today. Not that I want to promote you buying stuff at Bath & Body Works, you know, or, you know, just buying more candles in general, but it is what it is. This is just one of those rare occasions I'm like, let me make an exception. So that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts if you tried the White Bar Nature ones, or if you found peppermint hot chocolate, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.